Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine so far. Where's Preg? I want to hear Preg.
Right.
We were,
Right.
we
I
were.
don't think I've heard him in VC before.
I saw
Would
Preg
you?
talking smack back to you there. So for anyone that's unfamiliar, Solidproof is one of our partners. So we do have shared rooms with all our partners. You know, we collaborate with each other and all this. So there was some running jokes in
Yeah,
there.
right.
That's why he wanted to see Preg. I don't want people to feel like, hey, I'm looking for Preg. Where's this Preg guy? You know.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Would you?
How are you doing? How are you doing, guys?
Good. Do you want me to call you Solidproof or by name or what
No,
do
you can call
prefer?
me Kevin because we are
Kevin.
fully docs so far. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
I will also tell you something about my person. I prepared a little intro. I will also jump on the camera when the last employees are leaving the office here. So yeah, maybe we can jump on the intro, and then after that I can jump on the camera because I think I will need 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes to tell you everything what I have prepared so far about us.
All right,
And
no problem.
then
That's fine. So I'll start recording. I'll record the video if you're going to come on camera later on, and it's also live streamed on YouTube and recorded for you to share after the show.
yeah, sure.
Welcome to the WellCoin Talk community. I'm Glenn, your host. Today we have joining us Solidproof. Speaking on behalf of Solidproof is Kevin. Solidproof are one of our partners at WellCoin Talk for quite a while now. So it's great to get them on for a show, and we can, go under the hood about how KYC and smart contracts are audited at the company and all sorts of other things. But first, can you give us your background and experience, Kevin? That'd be great.
Yes. Welcome all together. First of all, so I will tell you something about the company in general and also about my person. I was hoping for that our CTO will also participate today, but he has some private things to do. So maybe we can align in future a technical appointment as well. But I'm sure we will find a way for that. So yeah, I'm from Germany. I think you can hear that my English is not on the best business level, but I will try my best. So first about my person, maybe my name is Kevin. I am 32 years old as of the day after tomorrow. So I am not a technical specialist, but I will try my best if there's some questions here. So I'm from the north of Germany, a city called Flensburg. Maybe someone of you heard it before. I'm working in space since 2018, 2019. However, I currently only looked at it from the outside, but always had friends who worked there in development. So it was always interesting for me, I would say. But I didn't have the experience and opportunity to go deeper in 2017. But that came then in 2019 with the beginnings of Solidproof and my friends who had the idea to open that company. So I will just jump over to some details about Solidproof. Solidproof is a brand positioned under the German company Make Network. So the company, let me think about it, was founded on May 2020 and currently consists of 2 people back then. 2021 was the year of expansion where the team then increased to 7 employees. I think it was. First of all, it was 2 more developers, and then we got also 2 guys more for financial things and also for KYC. So and then we split the company into 3 companies, which was for development was one side, financial the other, and KYC and audit the third one. And so the core team, consists of CEO Miles Nielsen. I think you heard this name also before sometimes. Quite a nice guy. I hope he's also under the listeners. Then it is me, Kevin Ahrens, CFO, and the CTO, Orhan Demis. As well, we have 4 other developers. The team is broadly positioned, I would say. Among other things, we have German developers who have completed their IT master at the university in Flensburg. But yeah, we have also employees who have worked in industry to be able to deal with the general market situations and to align the company correctly, depending on the financial and market situations we actually have, for example, because I think everybody knows it's not quite easy to have a company in these times. So especially in Germany, it is hard to have a company with all these, yeah, let me say tax, and also, let me say in Germany, crypto is a gray zone. So we have to fight nearly every day to get everything in place. Yeah, row categorization of services were initially from designing and creating websites to developing entire large platforms, which was also related to crypto back then. But yeah, it was not like today, but yeah. So we are proud to say that we only work with our own employees. So the responsibility is only in our house. Unless projects are so large that they require more manpower, but even here, we only use a partner company that has worked with us since the beginning, and yeah, which we are very proud of. That is the German colleague Jane Salting. So yeah, greetings here to Yannick and Florian, very cool guys. I think they are also participating here. Yeah, so yeah, our core business is now developing with yeah, focus on KYC, audit, marketing, and for sure also development, which in the beginning was very much focused on Unicrypt and still is very much focused there today. Very nice guy, Chav, the owner of this platform, really good guy, and helped us also a lot to take place on the market. So yeah, was very cool. Yeah, nowadays, so we have more than 1,000 projects in our order portfolio. So the amount of know-how was grown enormously over the years, and the name is quite well known around the world now. We already had, I think, two times a main article and once a side letter on Forbes magazine. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, as the only audit company, but certainly as the only German company for sure, I think. Also, top trending article on Hacker Noon, which I personally am very proud of, because I'm working day by day with marketing, sales, and yeah, also on the customer line. Yeah, what else? Yeah, sure. I'm also proud. I'm also proud because we have.
Sorry, I can
Again?
jump in there, Kevin. I had a couple of questions. Yeah, so you've gone over the backstory of Solidproof. I was going to ask about that and how it's evolved over time. So maybe we can just go over what's been happening this year with Solidproof and what you're doing different to the competition.
I think, yeah, generally it is like that. You know, when we had, let me call it, bull market last year, we was fully focused on new projects. Yeah, for sure, also had a lot of meme coins. Everyone wants to have audit and KYC, and now it is like all legit projects are coming back and wants development. So I think it is the question of market situations where we have our core business. If this was the question or the right answer of your question.
Yeah, great, Kevin. Yeah, I'm just wondering what you're doing different to the competition, how you go about the KYCs, the doc services, and security checks with projects.
What do you mean exactly? Competition with other audit companies?
Yeah, other audit companies, and yeah, in your sort of space, what you're covering, because you do cover a lot of marketing services as well.
I think first of all we need to highlight. First of all, a good question is how many real companies we have, because I know hell a lot of audit companies are not even official companies, So I think everyone needs to know also. I mean, we have only, I think it is my feeling, or it is what I see day by day. We have maybe 4, 5, 6 official audit companies in space. So I mean, if I'm looking from the investor side, so we can say we have around 60 options to get audited. But real company options or real ledger options are maybe only 5, 6, or 7. So for me, a competition is when I am, measuring our skills with skills which is also an official company, like Chain Salting or something like that. I mean, they are since I don't know how many years on the market, but yeah, I think if you're just looking to the audit reports or to, we had a case today, for example. A project was asking me about the price, for a contract for audit, and I was simply asking, please show me your contract, and then I can tell you the price. And he was answering like, your competitors are just telling us prices when we say, we have a contract and we need an audit. It is like, I don't know. It is like, I don't know, if you don't even know your workload and you can say what is the price. It is like, I don't know, you don't know what's going on from my point of view, and I think our education level is very high because we work only with German IT masters, and every audit what we are doing is not simply doing some PDFs or something like that, or automatic audits. We have 4 developers who's sitting here in the office and manually checking every contract. I think this is one of the main reasons why projects need to choose us. For example, I mean, the other ones where I can say they are also very good is, for example, Chain Salting. Hacken is also very good. CoinSalt is also a good quality auditor, I think. And for sure, Certic is the biggest one, but I mean, for me, my eyes are only on these companies.
I see, Kevin. And I was wondering how you sort of look at each project. Is there red flags you look for? Do you refuse audits below a certain rating, or will you send the audit back to them and expect them to improve it, or you would sort of refuse to have them say, oh, we got an audit with Solidproof and the contract has got a lot of problems with it? How does it work for projects?
So the whole process is like, they are asking us for doing an audit, let me say, then they are getting an offer, after we've seen the contract. And then let me say we are checking the whole contract, and then they get an audit report in advance, let me say. So we tell them what needs to be fixed to be in the best conditions. And if they are fixing in a timeline, let me say around 7 days, and we can have a look and make a re-audit, then for sure they have a total green report. But sometimes it is also like, they are just getting a report and say, we are audited. But from my point of view, an audit is just in the first round, an audit is what you have now. It is not like in Germany we have auditors for cars, for example, but your car can also be not in the best conditions. So your auditor is telling you, hey guy, you have to do this and that, and then you are safe for crypto, or for external vulnerabilities. So in general, you cannot say that an audit is, if you are audited, then you are fine. The audit report needs to be green, and I mean, in the end of the story, I hope that everyone is also reading the reports, because what we see in the past, many investors came to us and said, guy, what is happening there? We have a drop in the what is it called? We have a drop in the price, in the market price. But yeah, hell a lot of times it's also mentioned that there's a minting function or something like that in the report, and then we found out the guys are not even reading the reports, because such a report, we designed it not only for a project or for developers, we designed it also for the investors,
That sounds a great way to do it, Kevin. Yeah. So you're saying it's like a shorter pre-audit, and then you have recommendations for projects, and then they can improve their project by fixing that code, and then come back to you, and then the full audit's done, and that improves the safety for investors and potentially the project doing a lot better because the people that read the report or whales are, I imagine, read these reports more than maybe new investors, and new investors should maybe get involved. Do you offer any sort of educational resources for investors? What to look out for? Any YouTube video sort of guides around crypto as well?
Yes, maybe the last person just left the office, so I can jump on camera. Just a second. I think, can you see me now?
Kevin, yeah?
Can you see me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So yeah, we maybe I can show you also here on the screen because you asked about education, right?
For investors or projects, or just how to make it.
Exactly. So we had our first AMA. It was on Monday together with Coination, and we had the same question there. And we're also planning for the future that we make some educational stuff for investors. But actually, you can see. I think you can see it here. Company and how to Dior. So we made already some education stuff for investors with some keywords. For example, Anon, Dogs, the buy sale tax, and all this stuff. So we are working on it. Actually, you can also see it on our homepage. But yeah, you can see it's from February 2022. But it's still under. So we are updating it now, and maybe we have also some more participants to maybe take over some more key points. So yes, we are working on it, and we have a big investigation in it, but it is not finished, and for sure it will be never finished.
See, Kevin, yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, it's great to help new investors and people look into these contracts. Like you say, everyone should really be doing their own research. That we always say, Wellcoin Talks and educational and resource based. We're not sort of advising people to just buy anything. People seem to ape into things without looking into projects, reading the white paper, and definitely going over the smart contract audits. That's important. But going back to earlier on, you were saying you have like 6 auditing companies. Is that all under the Solidproof name, or do you have different named auditing companies for different sort of projects? Are you sort of concentrating in different areas for different projects?
No, we have 3 companies, and like I said, one is only for the financial things, because it's in Germany you have to be very careful with all these things because when you're doing a failure or something like that, it's better to separate everything, So therefore, we have all financial things in one company, we have development in one company, and the audit and KYC is in another company. So we have 3 companies, and but they are called, also everyone is called the same. It is Make Network and Make Group, for example. We have, but it's also everything is on Google, So yeah, so there's no secret around Solidproof.
And so you've got a lot of services. Let's go over the KYC verification you offer. What's the security around that? How do you look into? I've heard in the past of sort of actors being hired to be the pretend devs of a project, and there's a grey area, and it's there's always sort of these scammers are getting more clever, and how you're sort of dealing with that, and how you go about your KYC verifications.
Yeah. First of all, I think we can make it a little bit more general. If you're asking me from the side of an investor, I would never invest in a project which is not KYC, because you can have the best contract, you can have the best audit report, But if there's a human who can do shitty things with the contract, you know, you can never avoid it simply with an audit, you know. Every time, also if I would invest in money in some projects, I would invest in a KYC project. This is the first what I can recommend, you know. But yeah, it was in the past. It was like that projects hired actors. Maybe we can also say most of the actors or most of the projects which tried to scam, let me say, was from Nigeria and also from Vietnam. And yeah, maybe for investors, I think a lot of investors are in your community here. Be careful with these ones, especially when they are not KYC'd. And yeah, yeah, I don't know if this was getting public, but we made a standard work instruction for our KYC process. That means every project which is coming here has a question catalog from around 50 to 80 questions. You know, we are asking about the project. So first step is personal identification or verification with passports and utility bill and all this stuff. You know, this is also public, but I cannot tell too much about these questions. You know, because then we give the option to projects to prepare themselves to make a scam. You know, so but yeah. We had also some cases, you know, that projects offered money to us to get a KYC, you know. So not the normal fee for making the KYC. Really, they offered money to get a KYC badge on launch platforms. So yeah, you need to trust also audit companies, you know, and you cannot trust every audit company. Just that you hear it before. So yeah, it's quite difficult. So therefore also. If you want to invest in something, you know, just take a look also to the audit company first, because not every audit badge means the same, you know. I mean, sure, on the platform it means that they are KYC'd and they are audited, but everyone has also another process, and not everyone is taking the strongest process for sure. It's because if you are a project and you have the option to get let me say a very strong KYC process, you would say as project leader, maybe it's not so good to go with them, you know, because you could fail it.
Kevin, yeah. And going into the smart contract audits with projects, is there like a scoring system? Is there a minimum you expect and then sort of a maximum score for the smart contract audits?
Yeah, I actually cannot tell too much from the audit report. I need Orhan for this, but in general, I can tell you in the audit report, it's mentioned what kind of functions you have in your contract. For example, only to tell you also what is important for the investors when they read the report. Yeah, there's mentioned. Yeah, if you have bugs, if you need to fix some bugs. What kind of functions are inside, for example, and yeah. So, but I'm not too deep in it, but I can show you also when you are on our website. I mean, most of persons I think can read audit reports better than me, but I can just show you where to find it here. So you can take the first one, for example, here on this. You can see this bottom here. Here, for example, you can see all the certificates we gave this project. So only for example, but for technical questions, I need to come back also with Orhan once more. Maybe we can align another AMA if this is fine for you.
Yeah, Kevin, no problem. And so for investors, is there any sort of tips you can give what they should be looking out for audits on the smart contracts when they're reading them? You know, what's red flags for you? What do you advise for investors when they're looking at these smart contracts from Solidproof or any smart contract company?
I think a good overview you have here, for example, on Unicrypt, you know, when you are looking to unlock tokens, for example, if you are above 15%, then I would say, yeah, without KYC and audit, you need to be careful, you know. And yeah, for example, we made. I can show you a section. So for investors, I think every audit company needs to have it. We also separate our projects, you know. That means everything what you see here, for example, all these gold ones are working since years with us, you know, and have all kind of services from us. And yeah, I can just say from our side, it is like if a project is in our gold status, for an investor, it is a good sign, you know. It is also not a financial advice or something like that, but everything what we have mentioned here under gold, this is a quite good project. So, but on launch platforms, for example, you have on Unicrypt, you have this text box, you know, where all these functions are mentioned. You have the traffic light system, and yeah, for me, if I'm an investor, for me it is the best overview what I can have, you know, with this traffic light system on Unicrypt, for example. But yeah, liquidity should be locked as long as possible, and yeah, I think also if you're looking to a roadmap or something like that, when there's mentioned 3 exchanges in the first quarter or something like that, I mean, yeah, this is bullshit from my point of view. So everything needs to look like also achievable, you know, not like a big dream or something like that. But yeah, like usual, audit KYC, and yeah, that's mainly it, I think. And also, for example, which company has audited and which company has KYC. And I think I told you already which companies, from my point of view, are the best ones on the market.
I see, Kevin, that's great. Yeah, from a perspective of doing AMAs as a host here, you know, we're sort of delving into a project, seeing what utilities they add. And like you say, some is sort of like $100 million metaverse, you know, so and it's just a startup. So there's sort of red flags, you know, when you do AMAs, and some come across very professional and end up being quite, you know, not successful, and others, you know, I don't think seem that interested in then they moon, you know. It's just how it works. Even meme projects, you know, you don't even have to have it's just if you've got that see, it can really shoot off. So going into the projects you've actually done audits for, which biggest competitors that have done a smart contract audit with Solidproof? What sort of ones have gone on, you know, with the longevity and been around for years and are in, say, the top 500 market cap? As some big companies you've worked with in the past that have done amazing.
Yeah, also the network was very bad. There was no question, right?
Yeah, I was just sort of asking. Yeah, some huge successes that have had smart contract audits with Solidproof that maybe are in the top 1,000 market cap and have gone on to, you know, be around for a long time and really successful. Is some really successful stories out there?
You mean which ones we had in our portfolio, or
from the past? Yeah, have you had some amazing projects?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, also if I'm looking back now, we had for example, yeah, UNCX was with us. Vampire, for example, a very good one. Vampire is also in our gold status. Arca, Quicksavior. We audited also Pink Sale, and actually, I need to say it again because in Germany you need to be very careful with financial advisors and all this stuff. But we are working since 7, 8, 9 months together with Musho World. I don't know if you heard about this one. I published a lot of NFTs and videos and designs from them on our channels. And a very good guy is behind this project, Tano. He's also doxed. Yeah, I think this will be for sure the next huge one what we get on our platform. Yeah. So, and I think he will also launch on UNCX.
Awesome, Kevin. And how does it work for projects? Do they mainly, because you're a huge company now, approach you, or do you have like scouts that go out offering services to, promising projects that you may be looking at in the background, and you approach the teams and say, would you like us to, help you out and do your audits for you and KYC, and you've also got a lot of marketing services we can go over, lots of packages you offer through the Solidproof website I saw today.
You mean our general services, what we offer here on our website, right?
I was looking through the services, and there's lots of marketing packages for projects as well they can use with Solidproof.
Yeah. We have. Let me say, you can also come into our gold status when we have let me say incubation. Let me say, so it is like when you got KYC, our audit, and some marketing stuff from our side, like some email marketings. Then it's also possible to jump on our gold status even before you have launched. We made we did the same now with Musho World. But yeah, all these marketing services are external services, I need to say, but it's coming from a partner where we are working with since, I don't know, 2 years now. This is a crypto adventure. And so, I mean, everything what you see here, which is belonging to marketing, which has nothing to do with our own channels, is external service, but from a partner we are also responsible for. So that means if a company is coming and is booking some services from marketings, we are responsible that these services are successful, for example. They need to be successful. And if not, we are responsible for that. So also for other services or for other partners, every time when somebody is coming to us and asking about them, we say that we are responsible, for their services. Because otherwise, if we partner with the company or with the service provider, which is not, which is not offering success in what he's offering, I mean, then you can also say directly that you are shitty partners,
I see, Kevin. Yeah, awesome. And I'm wondering what changes you've been seeing in smart contracts over, say, the last 12 months. Have they been getting more complex? Are they adding lots of new things? As a new technology coming out through smart contracts as they evolve?
I need to say, especially now when we are coming from the bull market into the market, what we have actually. I mean, it is very visible that hell a lot of meme coins are coming, and this is more like copy and paste. Everyone is I don't know how many times I've seen this Safe Moon contract, for example. So I mean, especially on the meme coin market, and in this beer conditions. You see every day copies, let me say. So there's not much, there's not much experience in it. Let me say, this is more like gaining money and making scams. Especially, everyone can ask themselves. It is not very clever. It is not very clever to make a big invest now into maybe a good project, but launch in the worst market conditions. So what I see is actually the contracts from last year in the bull market, which was developed very good, for example, or was also custom developed, is another story than what we see in this year. So, I mean, out of 10 projects, you have maybe one project which is legit, actually.
Yeah, that's about right for the BSC, especially. It's a bit of the Wild West.
Yeah. Really.
And how many blockchains do you work with? Are you working with all the blockchains, or do you sort of expand all the time with new blockchains that come along? What's the main sort of project blockchains you work with?
So let me say we have not set targets or something like that. We work with everything which is coming, which is new, to be as much flexible, But we have programming languages like Solidity and Rust as main focus, but everything else which is coming, we just let me say, work on everything what is coming in future, you know. So it is not like that we say, okay, state of the art is this one, and we are only working on this one or something like that. We work for everything as long as it is legit, you know.
Kevin, yeah. And do you have to do a lot of marketing for Solidproof, or does a lot of investment as you've grown just, come through the website, or do you still go out there marketing the company and promoting in different areas in crypto?
You mean that we are promoting ourselves?
Yeah, marketing
Also
out to sort of products and still, or do you mainly get them coming to you?
Actually, it is like if we are looking to our organic traffic weekly on our website, I think we have now, as we came from, let me say, 3,000 to 3,500 visitors a week, and now we are on 1,500 to 1,700 visitors a week. So, and actually, I'm very honest. In these market conditions, I will not invest money into marketing for ourselves. So, what you can see is that we do hell a lot on our channels. So we have the insider channel, you know, where we present all our gold status projects and all projects where we can see that there's a future, you know. And we have our channel where we post everything what was successful in audit and KYC. But actually, it's not more. Maybe some marketing campaigns we make on email marketing, you know. But this is also not that much. It is more on company side than on like spreading informations and like projects do or something like that. So actually, no, we are not doing very much marketing.
Okay, fair enough, Kevin. Yeah, I mean, in the times are really in this bear market. So, and if you it's coming in, then that's fine. I mean, do you all mainly work in the physical office here, or is a lot of virtual workers? How many sort of developers do you have? You know, what's the size of the team at Solidproof?
I mean, also for last question was also about the marketing for ourselves. What I can see actually is also that all marketing business, because we were referring hell a lot of marketing to our partner, you know. But I can see from the projects, the organic marketing, let me say, for legit projects is nearly nothing. So we are referring nearly nothing anymore. It is more like it is like you can see it is beer market, and everyone is trying to pump their coin, you know, or let me say their meme coin, and are just booking the simple stuff, you know, like trendings or influencers and all this stuff, you know. So it is very visible that you can see that there's nothing organic marketing booked or something like that.
Kevin, awesome. And let's open it up to the rest of the team if anyone's got a question from Kevin at Solidproof. Go ahead. Yeah, Glenn, I've been listening, and I think it's super cool that Kevin agreed to come up here, because oftentimes we only get a lot of teams, a lot of projects, people building protocols, but we don't get to see under the hood that from the people that are looking at the code and looking at everything. And some of the things you're saying are really I don't know, encouraging to me, but some of them are a little I don't know. It's maybe the market, because you mentioned maybe a small percentage of even the tokens that do get like a good score and all that go on to be successful. So I don't know, what would you say would be like the main cause for these projects that already have like a good team, a solid KYC, a solid contract and everything, and then they move to market and they end up not doing anything, or they just don't find the right traction? Or what would you say would be like the main factor that you see in some of these teams, that kind of fail?
Also, hell a lot of teams have, let me say, are not educated enough, or they are very fresh on the market. It is like they have their first project, and it's like a try and error. And then you can see some of the teams which is coming back also to us with a new project. There we can see that they learned a lot from the past. because everyone is making failures. Every person is making failures, and but especially also for this market situation, what we have now, it is hell a lot of projects which is in the development, in the steps of development, or in the startup. They are just saying like, okay, we are waiting until the market is going up again, because for me, especially for startups now, it is totally the wrong time.
Yeah, I completely, I can, yeah. A lot of people see this right now, and a lot of people are a little skeptical and everything. But you also mentioned you do some light, I don't know, mentorship or incubating, or I don't know how to put it. So what would be like for you? What would be a project that say, okay, these guys are okay, and we can help them, we can incubate them. What would be some of the requirements? Can somebody come over to you and say, look, we have the contract, we have the team, we have all this, but maybe we're new, right? We're new in the space, or we're a Web 2 business. We want to go to Web 3. Can you help us? Is there like packs for these? Do you have like some consultancy for them? How do you go about actually getting somebody onboarded and supporting them, sort of?
Yeah, this is actually, this is what we are offering with the gold status. If they say, okay, we want to do the audit and KYC with you, because especially for marketing, we only refer marketing services if the projects are KYC by us. So this is milestone number one, let me say. After that, it is also like that we help them to promote the project on our own channels, because you see on our own channels, for example, that we are not promoting everyone. We are just promoting the service by itself, that, okay, KYC was successful or audit was successful, for example. But like on Musho World, it is like, okay, they are working closely also with us together. Like, I don't know if you have seen it on our channels. They created an NFT for us, for example, or some NFTs for us, which will be also in space in the future. I can't tell too much, but there will be some special things in future. But I think from our side, yes, we help projects, which is valid, but we have some preferences. Like, if there's a project and a leader coming to us and say, yeah, I have a nice project, and is telling me what he has in mind and so on, and then I'm asking him, okay, how big is your team? And he say, yeah, it's only me. Then I'm going a step back and say, guy, if you have a plan like that, so you can see my point here, right? So there's something like, okay, if you have a real legit project, you need to have, I don't know, 2 developers. You need to have a marketing guy. You also need a sales guy, and a project leader. If you are 3 to 5 persons, okay, then I would say fine for a startup, But if you tell me that you are 1 person and want to lead a big project, then I'm saying, okay, maybe I am the wrong incubator for you.
Right. Yeah. So
but in general,
yeah. Sorry to cut you off. Go on.
In general, yes, we offer this incubated system, and we work also closely together with some launch platforms like Unicrypto, for example, and also I think Pinkcell has also this Cephew launch. So yeah, we support everyone who's coming to us for sure, but it is every time the question how deep we are going, And if you
no,
if you see,
I was gonna say, basically what you're saying is most teams or projects or things that fail is because they lack the proper experience, and not necessarily that they're bad actors in a sense, right? Like they start off with a great idea maybe, but then there's no manpower to back it.
Yeah, we had also good ideas with too less manpower. We had also good ideas when, for example, there was a project out. They were coming from USA, I think, and then the government was saying, "Guys, you cannot make a crypto project here with this and that idea." So we had also cases like that, but we had also there was, for example, a team it was 4 or 5 persons, let me say, and one of this person took the liquidity and said goodbye, and it was like, okay, so and then we need to inform also the government from I don't know which country it was, but in the past we worked also together with the FBI. It sounds like it sounds crazy, but it is like we have a contact person also at the FBI when something is going wrong in USA. Then we have also guys like that, who's working with us. And we had also a case from Sweden. Yeah, we have also a contact person. So it's just to show you that especially the KYC process is much deeper and much more safe, and from my point of view has also much more prioritized than the audit, because audit is yeah, I mean, hell a lot of people have a copied contract, nowadays. So, and they are just expanding it sometimes. Let me say sometimes. Meme coins are just copy and pasting and try to pump, But yeah, you also need to separate clearly, what is a meme coin and what is a legit project, for example. And especially from our side, when we see that there's potential in a project, you can really see it also on our platforms that we push them a lot, and also show a lot of this project. Maybe it's also interesting for investors, if you see a name. I take again this example. If you see Mushor, I don't know, 15, 20 times on our platform, then we are really sure that this team will work on this project, also in future and also for a long time.
Yeah, it sounds like, yeah, a lot of teams, and when they're serious and whatnot, and if they do have to deal with the regulation side and whatnot, it's what I was hinting at, right? If you don't have the legal side to it, if you don't have everything, your the T's and I's dotted, it's going to be a little difficult for them to go over. So it's great that you also offer these kind of services, where you kind of consult them, and I appreciate the the answers, and I like the way you said also that it's a process, right? People need to look at these auditing. Any type of audit that you get is like Kevin was saying. If somebody is just gonna do an audit for $200 for you, and say, yeah, it's good, 100 points, then maybe that's something you need to be a little skeptical of, because the process needs to be a back and forward kind of conversation where you're actually making sure that your code does what it's supposed to do for your investors, right? And whether it's a forked contract for a meme coin or something more complex where you're doing, I don't know, some fancy staking pools, I have no idea what could be, then yeah, it's important to kind of have the experts look at it and say, yeah, do this, don't do that, and maybe, look, this is gonna fail miserably, so stay away from that one. Yeah, it's looking good. I think you guys are doing great, so I appreciate taking your time and coming here, telling everybody to kind of be even safer out there, so you have the KYC, you have the audit, but dive a little deeper than that. Look at the team, look at the background, like really try to understand what you're gonna put your money, your trust, in. So that's an important message to get out there. Yeah.
And one last point is also from my side. If you see that there's a badge from Solidproof somewhere, just ask us about our personal opinions. I mean, I am available 24/7 normally, and I'm answering all questions. Everyone who's coming to us and sending messages or something like that, you get an answer. This is 100% sure. But also important is every time ask before you invest. Really ask also a team before you invest, and do your own research. This is very important. And from my perspective, remember my words. It is a difference. As an audit badge is not an audit badge. If you have an audit badge from an official company or something like that, okay, fine. But an audit badge from a company where the project paid, I don't know, $100 or $150, or last week, and this is not a joke what I'm telling you, I've seen an offer from $75 from an audit company. So this is a bad joke. I can tell you, this is simply a bad joke. So I will not say you need to pay 2,000 euros for a contract with 500 lines of code or something like that. But from my point of view, if you have not a minimum price like 400-500 euros for a contract audit, I mean, just ask yourself and just take a look to our audit report, and I think you can see how much work is in it. it is only to prepare this report is 1, 2, 3 hours, you know, and plus additionally all these penetration testings and black box and so on. So so yeah, I think you need your own research begins with, okay, which audit company is trustful, which KYC process is the strongest, you know, because when you see there's a company throwing, I don't know, 300, 400 KYCs a week out, then you can be sure that the KYC process is not very strong, you know. Only for example.
That's
Okay, I don't know.
No, I was just listening in, take it in all in, Glenn. That's all I had, you know.
But again, also for some more technical education in the future, you know, I will align also with my CTO Orhan and maybe also with my CEO Miles, that we come together once more, and then we are 3 guys here behind the camera, you know, and then we can make also, maybe we can prepare also with the Whalecoin Talk team some educational stuff for everyone, that we have some keywords, you know, that Orhan is presenting the whole report, Miles is maybe telling some more about the KYC process. But yeah, I mean, KYC is just go or no go, you know, in the end of the story. But audit is a little bit more.
Awesome, and thanks very much for the questions, Antti. Let's move to community investor questions. Yeah, definitely, Kevin, Whalecoin Talk and Solidproof could work together with maybe some educational resources for investors and in the future. But I know we've been working with Mandala and MEXC as well about educating people for DEX exchanges and central exchanges. So let's move on to, let's go to Venice. You had a question for Kevin at Solidproof. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Glenn. Okay, yeah, Kevin, actually, I want to know that if a project's smart contract audited by you gets hacked or manipulated in future, so do you guys find the loopholes that you might have missed for the first time they came for an audit and you create them as an audit so you can improve manual and automated tests more for future projects?
What do you? Actually, we don't have the case that something was hacked or something like that. So luckily, we were not in the situation like that. We had many human failures, let me say, but this was also driven by projects which was not KYC'd. But also, maybe we can show you next time. We developed a automated audit tool, which is called SAAT. You can see it also on our homepage. Maybe we can present this one also on our next AMA, because really I cannot answer too deep technical questions, you know. But I can tell you, we make penetration tests. We write our own what is it called, test cases and all this stuff, you know. So, but this is more questions for our CTO.
Okay, thank you so much, Kevin, for answering my question.
You're welcome.
Venice, let's move to Syed. You had a question for Kevin at Solidproof. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Okay, so I was thinking that do contract developers have to follow any specific guidelines when writing code to be accepted for Solidproof audit, or code written will be audited by the Solidproof?
As in general, it is like if we developed a contract, for example, we give it to external auditors, because we want also to say, okay, if we developed a contract, for example, then we don't want to say that we have also audited by ourselves, but it can be anything, and there are no specific guidelines.
Okay, understood. Thank you so much. Over to you, Glenn.
Thank you for the question, Syed. Let's move to Western Beast. You had a question for Kevin at Solidproof. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Okay, I wanted you guys have actually built quite a reputation, I must say, recognized worldwide for providing audit security. What happens when there's a project that you're not really sure of, and it came from a developer that actually has shady, you look at it like a shady kind of smart contracts? Do you guys put out some kind of APB warning other security or auditing firms that, okay, this is this smart contract written by this particular person, and please watch out for it, that it might be faulty somewhere?
You mean if we have audited somebody and we see already that there's something not so good, or what do you mean? Also we write comments in the audit report. Yes, if we see something which is suspicious, yes, we write it in the report.
Okay, sounds good. So
So
do you guys give just
also
some time?
so, just to add something, also if we see red flags like minting owner functions that doesn't make sense regarding the white paper and so on, everything is mentioned then also in the report.
That's where I was actually going to. That's the question I wanted asking. Okay, thanks a lot, Praveen. If I have any other questions, I'm going to be asking a few more. I wish you guys the very best, and I hope you guys continue to grow stronger. Over to you, Glenn.
Many thanks.
Thanks for the questions, Weston. Let's move to Aisha. You had a question for Kevin at Solidproof. Go ahead.
Thank you, Glenn. I was thinking if any protein solid proof audit, and when in case they are under any cyber attack, will solid proof be providing them any assistance for a possible security incident or breach? Will project be available to avail this service?
Yes, we work with them. Also in general, we are interested in every kind of work with the crypto space, but sure, we work with everyone, also which is legit for sure.
Okay. You are also offering KYC services. So I want to know if any team with solid proof KYC scams investors, are you providing the KYC information directly to the respective investigating agency of the country team belongs, or you release the KYC information to the authorities in your own country and request them to contact the concerned authorities of the particular country?
That's actually a very good question. We do both, and which is very important for investors is we are in communication with every government all over the world. So that means we first reach out to the authorities to open let me say a crime case, and they say, yeah, okay, but we can only open it, but the investors needs to inform them also. And if they get, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 persons, then this investigation starts, But a big problem is I can show you, for example, this is actually good. Every time when we have a case, we open such article here. You can see it here. So every time when we have an incident or something like that, we open an article here, also with a link to the authorities where you can send a comment, and there's a contact person especially for that case, So that means we work with this authorities until this case is opened, and they send us a link with a contact person that every investor can send information what he has lost and so on.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for answering.
But it is like, okay, I can tell you also our stats. We have approximately 1,090 projects actually in our portfolio, and we had 6 cases until now. So, and I can tell you also 6 cases is far too much. Or I think no, it's 8. Sorry, it's 8. So we have 1,090 projects in our portfolio and 9 cases. No, 8. No, it's 8 cases. It is 8. And but every time we work together with authorities, and every time we had a contact persons, and it ended up with a link that persons need to inform them that they were, let me say, rugged. But I know from the past, because we had we asked for feedback also at the authorities and also at these contact persons, but they told us every time that there were two less persons who said that they were getting scammed, you know. So yeah, we do everything what we can, but the problem in the end is that two less investors are getting are contacting them, you know.
Understood. Thank you for explaining very nicely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For your questions, Aisha. We've run out of time today, unfortunately, but it's been great speaking to Kevin from Solidproof, giving us insights into, you know, how smart contracts work for investors and how projects, you know, are vetted and everything around the Solidproof company. We are one of our partners here with Solidproof as well, so we can build on that in the future and maybe, like we say, do some educational resources, how to learn
For
to
sure,
lead
for sure.
for investors. That'd be great. Thanks very much for coming, Kevin, and take care.
Many thanks, many thanks. Yeah, I would really like to see that we are working on our education and on our Dior landing page, and I think we will see us again here, and I will align with my guys also for technical education next time. And yeah, thanks for listening to me, and you have a great community. So it was very nice to be here, and I wish you all a good evening. Yeah, greetings from Germany.
Thank you very much, Kevin.